Are you still clicking through multiple spreadsheets or scrolling through rows and rows and columns of data to find the information you need? Let's fix that with a dashboard. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can quickly create a simple dashboard in Microsoft Excel, one that actually works. It will let you track what matters to you or your team, skip the noise, and finally feel on top of your data. So let's dive in. Now, dashboards are at their very simplest a way to take a high-level view of your data. So you might have a sheet like this. We might have multiple sheets that are pulling data together into a detailed view. So this, for example, is a fairly simple spreadsheet. And what it does is it's collecting all of our projects at all the different statuses across the business. But what we want to do in a dashboard is we want to start itemizing some of those key performance indicators. We want to look at what are the key figures that someone further up the chain, or as a client, or someone who needs a report, what's the data they're looking for? And you can see here I've created a couple already. So we've got total projects, we've got active projects, total hours logged, and a budget allocated. What I've started to do here, though, is I'm now looking at what if I want to know how many, yes, I've got a chart showing the hours by project lead, but what if I want to check how many projects each project lead is managing? Rather than going into the spreadsheet itself and having to filter down and check these things, wouldn't it be great if there was a live feed here on my dashboard? And we can do that. So I've got one set up for Maz. I'm going to do one here for Sam now. So we'll go equals sum if. We're going to go table projects because I've set this up as a table. And then the row, the column that I want to pull is project lead. And then the status I want to pull is Sam, close brackets. What's happened there? Did I put too many spaces in? Table project, project lead, Sam. It's because it's meant to be count if, not sum if, Marianne. Count if. There we go. We don't want to add them up. We want to, right. So we've got 6, 4, which is perfect because if I check here and I go Sam, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, that's all projects that Sam has. So that includes completed, on hold, but that's Sam's current project load. And the same, we could do the same for Jess. So I can pull this down and I can simply change this to Jess. And then I can do the same and pull this down and make this Tony. Now, to show you how this is a real live feed rather than just some numbers it's pulling statically, let's go in and change some data so that we can see. Let's turn those off. So I'm going to change, what have we got? Jess only has 3, so let's make one of Tony's actually is going to be Jess's. So I'm going to change that one to Jess. You can see now we've got 4 to Jess, 5 to Tony. So as the data changes in the main spreadsheet, I don't have to repopulate anything. It's pulling it automatically. It's always going to go to the sheet I want. Now, I don't want you to necessarily get bogged down in the detail in this one. What I want you to do is think about what information are you pulling all the time that you have to go back and check because the spreadsheet gets updated. Where would a dashboard help you? It's not about fancy design. It's purely about some clarity. You may not share your dashboard with anybody else, but it's a great way for you to have that information to answer the questions you get all the time. So you can add drop downs, you can create all sorts of other information in here that you want to fill in. But what I want you to think about is when you are working with your data, how much time are you spending looking for the answers to the questions people ask? What if we could do this in an easier way? So you can use colors and make it pretty so that it's something that you could share or that you could convert to PDF and send to someone. However, rather than chasing the numbers all the time, you simply pop in the formulas, the information, you pull the query into a central dashboard so you can refer to one space for the most current information. If you want to try this for yourself, start really simply. You can see in this example, my spreadsheet is not super complicated. And all I'm doing here is some calculations of totals and sums from another sheet. If you've got multiple sheets, we can do, if I was to have another sheet here that had a bunch of information on it, I can actually I can do a calculation from all sorts of things. I can simply select, and you can see up in the project bar, up in the formula bar, the moment I hit equals and start choosing the tabs, it's gonna start doing some sums for me. So I can say it's this plus this, and you can see it's showing me, and if I hit enter, that is the cell H21 in projects and the cell H10 in projects, but it's happening here. So if those cells were to change, if I was to change H21, I did say H21, didn't it? H21. If it was projects, H21. So if I was to change this to 2,500, so we've added another $1,000, that automatically updates. This is what I'm getting at, all right? So you can add headings, you can add charts, but you can make it as simple as pulling data from multiple charts to create your subtotals, your department totals, your budget totals, without you having to manually go in and calculate them each time someone makes a change. If you want more step-by-step help with dashboards, with formulas, with charts, with templates, then Thrive Academy is what you should check out. There is a special sale in October that you will find by heading to the link in the video notes. Otherwise, if you've got any questions and you are interested in finding out more about using Excel or any other part of your Microsoft 365 subscription, then be sure to like and subscribe and to get in touch if you've got any specific questions.